What's up, Billy? It's this sort of stupid show. What do we call this?
Sort of stupider.
It's been called super stupid.
Super stupid.
We have super stupid.
Yeah, it's one of them.
Sort of stupid podcast.
Yep.
Sort of stupider.
Yep.
My vote was originally Yapcast, but then she said Fapcast.
Yeah, no, we can't do that.
Yeah,
for me.
well-
Billy, tell us what the hell this thing should be called.
What it should be called.
We got hacked.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I was going to talk about
We're
a
Ripple
true
now.
crime today.
Yeah, right.
The Ripple cast.
But now we're talking about a different crime instead.
It is true crime.
It was a true crime.
Yeah.
It was.
It did.
So I guess
was.
for our
But no one
audio
died.
listeners, that's true. That's
So
good.
Close.
For our audio listeners, everybody read your boards.
I clicked the link.
I watched him click it.
Then he made me click it.
and my daughter is innocent. Maeve did not click it.
All right.
Yeah.
So for context, okay, they told me if I signed up 2 of my friends and those friends signed up 2 of their friends, I would make $1 million.
Yeah.
Billy, $1 million.
If I didn't send it to 10 people.
What the fuck just happened?
Hey, that
I
was
would be
Sharon,
cursed
it
for the
has-
next 10 years.
Yeah. If we
Yeah.
didn't
I'm
send 10
not
people,
kidding right now. That,
our car
that
wouldn't
cup
start.
just like flew
It did.
like some
House is haunted.
imaginary
It is.
force, like shoved it to the
House
side.
is hacked.
So I guess like for anybody that doesn't know, we have multiple channels.
Yeah.
This is the podcast channel and Spotify where we post podcasts. We have our main channel, Sort of Stupid, which was over 250,000 subscribers before the hack.
Womp.
We should
Sad
we
trombone
should get
music.
back there. I think by tomorrow.
Lost
at
like
this rate.
3,000 in one day.
Yeah, it was. I think it was like almost 4,000. Yeah,
That's crazy, dude.
But yeah, no, we got hacked. That was fun. It looked legit. Even people we reached out to during the hack who have dealt with issues in the past, when they asked for the email and I sent, and they were like, "Oh, dude, I would have totally fell in for that too."
No, I mean, I guess we should set the stage.
I was just about to
right?
say.
Yeah. It was a sleepy
I was just
Wednesday.
in my true crime
Yeah.
mindset. I was like, hold on. We need to set the tone.
Set the
So
tone.
set the tone. So we
yeah.
have multiple channels. Sean, tell us about
so
the channel.
we have a communal room that we all sit in.
Yeah.
And it's like our meeting room / like lunch table. Like it's more or less like if you can't find someone, go to the table.
Yeah,
And eventually
basically.
they'll all come to the
Yeah.
table.
Yeah, we have meetings there. We eat there.
Yeah.
We fight there.
Yeah.
We
Tears
we,
are shed there.
Yeah.
We probably
Laughs
Yeah.
are had.
Hey, last
Swords have been tested.
Oxygen
Yeah.
is,
I've seen swords being
blasted.
tested against walls
yeah.
and stuff too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally, more or less, if it happens in the house, there's like a 60% chance like we're probably at that table more than we're actually on the couch, like reacting.
Brownies are eaten there.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Yeah.
Because so it's where it's like the chill spot. Like we love we have the same kind of chairs that we sit in here at that table. So it's like our favorite place to kind of just like go to. So anyway, we've been dealing with this company for
it was 2
3 months
weeks,
now.
dude. It was a while.
No, this one?
This Wolf Among Us. They've been talking to us for a while.
They sent us an email 2 months ago.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
And we were like, that was like a really
Yeah.
popular game. Like I played like chapter 1
Yeah,
or
basically,
episode 1.
yeah, like
This is Telltale.
Pretty much,
Yeah.
Telltale's a game
Well,
that
I am
Yeah.
currently playing.
Yeah, studio went down, and like the studio essentially kind of is coming back.
They found
or
investors
the
or
rights,
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so they're making new games. So the Wolf Among Us 2 is coming,
Which
out
is like
this year.
highly anticipated.
Yeah. Now I've always wanted to play Wolf Among Us, and I don't think any of us have.
I have.
The first episode,
long time ago, yeah.
whatever the first
Yeah.
episode was, I never like. It took so long for the other part to come out that I was like, I don't.
That's the
care.
and that was my always problem with the Telltale games is like they would give you part 1, which
And
is
then
like
you'd
a
have to
2.5
wait,
hour,
yeah.
and then you'd be like, wait 2 months, and this one comes out. It's like, motherfucker, this isn't a battle pass.
Same thing happened with like Walking Dead. Like I love like I've read like the majority of the Walking Dead comics, and I still was just like,
You don't wanna wait. Yeah,
after
you
season
fall off
1, like
after a
I
while,
lost
yeah.
interest. So we get an email from them being like, hey, like we would love to like blah blah blah, like pay you for a sponsored ad or pay you for like a video. For like 5 to 10 minutes. And like we had just like really gotten more serious about the gaming channel. So we were like, ooh, maybe we can like do an ad for the thing, but also get a code to like play on the gaming channel, early access. Because we were just looking forward to it.
Well, because the gaming channel's new, right? Like,
Yeah.
we don't do a lot of sponsorships as it is, and like thankfully, like the support on Patreon.
I think we've done
like,
one.
Yeah, like the support on Patreon, like you guys allow us to not.
Yeah.
So like it literally will only accept a sponsor if one, obviously,
We
they're-
rarely
they're-
answer sponsor emails back.
Yeah, like we have to like really enjoy the product or have an interest in it, and like they have to pay us enough for us to justify wanting.
Oh
to
yeah.
do
Well,
it.
the one sponsor we did do, we lost money on
We lost a decent amount. Like
Yeah,
between
so-
the
we
costs
didn't
and
gain, it
stuff.
was
Yeah, that was
They-
that was nothing to
Yeah.
that was a
Because
a learning experience.
For those that don't know, dealing with sponsors in the YouTube space, at least, and it was kind of the same with streaming space,
Yeah.
it is a clusterfuck. It is always a nightmare. There's always a middleman that the company goes through. There's always like they send you a bunch of stuff and you record the ad, and then they're like, "Oh, we forgot
Yeah,
that
we
you
don't like
have to
that.
do this," and it happens all the time. So like we're used to dealing with crappy ones. We've had management before. Didn't work out.
Yeah.
They would just forget emails. Issues would happen. So like,
Yeah.
us dealing with them for 2 months was not abnormal.
No, like it wasn't weird that there was no like more or less like I liken it to like playing catch on the moon. You throw the ball and then like you hope the ball comes back around.
Pretty much, yeah.
But don't be surprised if it doesn't ever come back
Yeah.
around. So like they message us. You usually take the head of like
Yep.
the sponsorship email stuff, and you were like, yeah, like let's talk. And then they never sent anything back. And so the other week they started getting hot and heavy again. Like, hey, like we're back. Like we want to discuss terms, and you sent like whatever.
Yeah, I said what our rate was and what
What
we're
our
looking
rate
for.
is, like what our terms are, like what we're willing to do, blah blah blah. Now to set that up, about 2 weeks to a month ago, we were getting emails from Sony, and immediately I was like, guys, it's like Sony of Poland. I was like, I
Yeah,
feel
like
like
something didn't
I
feel
feel like
right.
they'd be getting Polish creators,
Yeah.
to work for them instead of like a growing American YouTube channel. Like I look at our analytics, we're not that big in Poland.
no,
Yeah,
no, we're not.
Like we're working on it. Eastern Europe, we're coming for you, like Russia.
Damn.
Damn,
Shots fired.
Yeah,
That was-
yeah, we got to get them in NATO, man. Anyway, but no, it's one of those things that like we have a tech guy. I was like, hey, can you send that to our tech guy? He sent it in. Our tech guy was like, yeah, that's a hacking link. Like you would have got effed big time. And so
Yeah.
it's like, woo, like dodge there. So this one though, all the emails looked legit. Like the email was like something telltale.
It was like telltalepartners.com.
Yeah.
Like, it was very,
like,
very
like,
legit.
well, the thing is,
Well, it
like,
was like-
we always check
Yeah.
the websites.
Yeah, I'm
as well.
gonna blast the email because like I don't care if you know the hacker email. So like it was r.ellison@telltalepartners.com.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, like, going through it. And I mean, like you said, we literally caught one earlier,
Yeah.
like a few weeks prior, because this is such a
Yeah.
common issue.
We were cocky in our own due diligence.
Yeah,
we were like, this can't happen.
Well, the
to
problem
us.
is that I feel like we're generally, even when we like the company, we're generally iffy on
don't really care about
sponsorships
sponsors.
because like it's always a lot of work and the return isn't generally that high. And
Yeah.
like you guys support on Patreon, so like we're not scrambling. We can pay our employees
to
and make
choose.
sure that everybody's there. Yeah,
Yeah.
we don't have to take every sponsor. And with the gaming channel, it's still so new. We just hit like 15,000 subs over there, I think. And we were like, hell yeah, we're gonna get a sponsor for a company
And maybe
a
early
game that we
access to the
enjoy,
code,
and
yeah.
we'll get the game that we can then play early on the games channel. Like that would be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we got like a little excited it being a game. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's like, oh, all we have to do is play a trailer of a game we're interested in as an ad.
Well, they
and
also
then
offered
play
us
it.
to give us pre-roll ads too. That's the
Yeah.
other thing that
Yeah.
was
Which
part of
is-
that package.
which,
that they
to
were
be
like,
clear,
hey, go ahead and you can view this.
Is a new thing that companies
Finally.
are doing now.
which
Finally.
is awesome because
Yeah.
it saves us so much
Yeah,
time.
like
Yeah.
companies are getting to the point where they're now paying creators to just basically roll the ad that the company makes as opposed to the creator reading the ads. And
which
obviously
is
not all
so
of them.
weird. Like, why hasn't that been a thing as much as it should be?
it's on
'Cause
TV commercials. Why
Thank
can't they do
you.
it for
Like,
YouTube?
like
it's
YouTube's the
thing.
same, brother.
Yeah. So it's like, that wasn't abnormal because this is happening now.
Yeah.
It's like they timed it. And, so they sent over images, assets,
Yeah.
and a contract, which again is very normal. And Eric goes, and he's,
There's literally nothing weird about the exchange so far. There is no,
Yeah.
except and Eric. So they sent us like the contract, quote unquote, right? And it's like this banner picture
And
of
this
like
is that morning.
this is that morning.
This
Like
is
we
that
this is
morning.
we were
Like,
having our
so,
morning.
Yeah,
meeting.
like we're recording this on a Friday. This happened on Wednesday.
Yeah.
So Eric opens it up And like me and him usually sit somehow me and him always end up sitting beside each other even at that table as well,
they're in
right?
love.
Yeah, it's true. Like
But
It's not a secret.
let the shipping begin. But yeah, it's not secret love anymore.
Oh no!
But yeah, right.
Eric, it's okay. You can move the ring to the right finger.
Oh hey, baby.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'll move it over to this one.
I'm starting to sweat. No. So like he's looking at it and like, I'm just kind of like I don't even have shit on, like I don't have my laptop out. I'm just kind of chilling and like he opens it up and I'm like, and I literally go, Eric, that looks like some shit I would make. Like,
He did say it, and I was like, yeah, you're right.
I was like, that banner looks fucking awful. Like, and he like clicks it and he's like, must be a dead link. And I was like, because that's not weird either, where they fuck up those things.
No, but they send bad links. They forget assets.
Yeah.
The assets they do send are always scuffed. Like they'll send some
They look like shit.
scuffed like slideshow that
It'll be
looks like it was
pixelated. It'll be
yeah.
for the thing that was before this thing that
Yeah,
they want us
it's
to
like
old
advertise.
campaign, yep.
super normal. And so Eric gets it and he's like, hey, like I can't unzip this file. Like he's trying to unzip the file and it's not letting him. Like it's like saying it's encrypted or something. And I'm
Like
like,
at the time, we thought they were stupid.
well, so now so keep in mind, Windows having the built-in zip is new to Windows 11.
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
used
yeah.
to using 7-zip. So,
So, well, yeah.
so I ask him, I'm just like, are you using 7-zip or are you using the built-in zip? And he's like, oh, I'm using the built-in zip. So in my mind, because I usually use 7-zip, I was like, oh, it's probably just like Windows being stupid. Try 7-zip. He tries 7-zip, and he's like, I can't open this file. And I'm like, what do you mean? And so I download the fucking thing, I unzip it, and I click on the PDF to
Which is
open the
the
contract, and I'm like, it's not opening, dude. I'm like, maybe it's a corrupted file, or like they sent us something that was scuffed. Like, I don't know. Well, the PDF was an exe file. It was a hidden
disguised as
exe
it,
file that nothing popped up when you clicked it. It just activated in the background.
Yeah.
Well, and then you get well. Then what happened before we recorded? Like, what was the final step of all of that? Because I remember, then we recorded.
We just thought it was dead.
We thought it was dead.
Like I think Eric like
Did you
sent
guys
them
reach back
I
out?
think
Yeah, I
he
sent an
emailed. I think it was like, hey, send them an email, tell them that the file is like not working. And we'll go record and see if they respond.
Yup.
And we made it through. I forget what video was incredible.
Fairly
No,
odd.
it was
Fairly Odd. Yeah,
it's Fairly Odd.
Finishing
The
season
final
3.
Fairly Odd.
We were like, yes, it feels so good. We're done.
What's funny is like we finished and like low key, I was like talking shit where I was like because I never know when he stops recording. So like every now and then I'll just throw in some like random bullshit and I'm like, oh, thank God that's finally fucking over. And like.
And then
Go ahead.
I'm sitting there, right? I'm checking Discord because they're
'Cause
all
you were the one
chatting.
that said it
I
first.
was.
Yeah.
Because I noticed in our Discord that one of our editors, she said, hey, do you guys know that you're streaming right now? And then she was like, actually, Ruff, do you know you're also streaming
Well,
on
we
your
were laughing
because
we thought he hit start streaming
Yeah, well, because
on the recording
my daughter
software.
Maeve, or our daughter Maeve, she breaks into my office now. We have not been able to figure it out, but the doors in that house, at least the ones that lead to my office, when they're shut, with enough push, they just open. It's so much so that the cats can get in, like if they push long enough. So like she will go in there and she's always hitting buttons. Her first thing, bam, 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 like keyboard. So I'm just like, oh my God, she must have hit fucking start streaming or something.
In my head, I thought instead of pushing start recording,
We were
I thought
streaming?
you pushed start streaming
Yeah.
and we just streamed
Yeah,
that
it
whole
was just-
reaction.
And the thing is, I don't think
what
we.
I thought
I don't think
happened.
we. I like the initial fear washed over me because it's like, oh my God, we just streamed an entire entire episode of television
And
on
then-
YouTube. I'm like, we are fucked.
Well, and then I clicked over to the actual, sort of stupid Discord to see if anybody was talking about that we just streamed this whole entire episode. And instead, it was, oh my God, why are they streaming cryptocurrency?
As
What
soon
is
as you said
going
that,
on?
bro,
They're
I was
hacked."
like, oh,
And I was like, oh my God, guys, I think you
no.
guys got hacked. I think you guys got hacked. And then
Yeah.
it was just chaos.
Yeah,
It was just.
because at this point it was holy shit. Like it was that realization of what had happened.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, like divide. Sean, you go change
Well-
these passwords. I'm emailing YouTube. You submit the tweets. Like
I was doing crowd
'cause-
control.
'cause
Yeah.
For those that don't know, like we have friends like in the industry, people that we've collabed
Yeah.
with, people that we know that we've talked to on a personal level that have been hacked in this exact way.
Yeah.
multiple channels, vastly bigger than ours. And, one of the people that we know that was one of the person I reached out to, he lost his channel for a full month.
Yeah.
His channel was down for literally 30 days.
Yeah,
I've never seen anything
I
that
feel
bad
like he
before.
got fucked so hard that the rules changed because of him.
They did. When we had to fill out the form for YouTube, it specifically had a checkbox that stated, have you been working with a sponsor and did you download
But see, that shit pisses me off though, because again, why does YouTube know that's an issue? They have that on the form, but yet they don't have a way where if a new person logs in from a new location and they private over 100 videos in the first 5 minutes of being on the channel, you think YouTube like, whoa, dude, what are you doing?
But meanwhile, we're all sitting beside each other trying to sign into the account at the same time, and Google sends 50 emails being suspicious activity.
No, legitimately.
It's the same fucking IP.
Literally, we'll be checking stats, whether it's during the day or at night, and get shit because we're just all trying to access it at the same time.
Well, we have 3 channels now, and so we're going back and forth between these channels. And so, we're signing in and out of the same things at the same time, and Google loses its mind when we do that.
But yet it's okay.
Meanwhile, some asshole in Germany or Russia or whatever the VPN was at the time, and they're like, "Nah, that seems alright."
Yeah.
Well, because basically,
it just doesn't make sense.
What I gathered is basically what they did was they created a new OS. They put our cookies onto that OS. And forced an auto login.
Yeah.
That's how they bypassed all of that Google shit.
How do you do that?
The technology, bro.
You force an auto login. Google knows where you're logging in from. How the hell are you privating over 1,000 videos?
It's just going to get worse.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Because AI is going to learn how to do that.
Well, and then everyone was like, why are you clicking links that are obviously suspicious?
It's because they weren't.
Don't you guys have 2-factor authentication?
Oh my God.
Didn't even prevent it.
Yes. We did.
We're not new.
It's not the end all be all.
People
are
can
smart.
2FA
These people
now.
know what they're doing.
2FA literally helps you if the person guesses or hacks your password and nothing else.
2FA works if some random asshole that doesn't like you said, luckily, somehow gets it right, and then it's okay.
Yeah.
But if they have access to your cookies,
they can clone your phone number or whatever. So now they're forwarding the call that's supposed to be, and everything that goes to your phone now goes to them.
Yeah.
So I basically I'm dealing with chat support. Sean is changing passwords, and Eric is on the phone with our tech guy, just
scrubbing PCs, dude.
just scrubbing disconnecting mine and his laptop from the network so that it couldn't infect anything else. Going through, trying to shut it down.
But then I also had to give YouTube all that information.
Yeah,
thankfully,
so
your
I'm
laptop,
going through.
Tell a story. Tell.
So I'm going through the forms. YouTube.
The thing is, it's like the Rashomon effect. We all experienced this from different perspectives because we were all doing different things.
Literally, Eric was in this room. I was in the other room.
I was downstairs.
You were downstairs.
And I was in there.
Bree was messaging people in the Discord trying to calm them down.
They were panicking, and it was.
By the way, good
oh
job.
my God, they're gonna hack me. They're gonna hack me.
Everybody
because
thought they were gonna
subscribed
hack
to.
So
did you guys sell out to
Y'all are
Elon?
XRP now? What do you mean?
I fucking wish.
So I'm going through. I'm reaching out to chat support.
They have better tech than we do.
And chat
apparently.
support literally is you need to fill out this form for both channels because at this point, both my personal channel that I haven't used in 6 months is hacked, and Sort of Stupid is hacked. And she's like, you got to fill out this form, 24 hours. And I'm just like,
it's like,
and then at this point, she's like, is there anything else you need? I'm like, are you not able to stay on with me until I finish filling this
Please
out? And
hold
she's
my
like,
hand.
no. So I'm going through, and then it's asking what's the email of the people you talk to? It's all this very specific details. So I'm screaming across the house to Eric to find the shit. He's trying to fix stuff. Sean's changing passwords. I'm trying to change passwords while I'm waiting.
Let me add from my perspective as well. So usually we with Patreon cash, because immediately Ralph was like, get the money out of Patreon. Because that's on all of our computers or whatever.
Yeah.
And so it's one of those we cash out and we send it to PayPal to the bank, blah, blah, blah. So usually when you do that though, it says our email address that we use and the way it sends. But this time it just said Hyperwallet.
Yeah. With nothing else for some reason.
And it did not say our email address.
It still says that too.
Dude, I had to have like turned white, whiter, but like
the roller coaster feeling.
Dude,
the stomach.
I was like literally starting to.
I would have thrown up.
I'm getting the chills again, like rethinking.
I think I physically would have thrown up.
No, I did because like the thing is, I was logged into PayPal and usually it's instant fucking tedious.
Yeah, it's usually like instant,
you click the button, it's the money's there. I refreshed, money ain't there. I refreshed 30 seconds later. Money ain't there. I signed back in. Money ain't there.
Yeah. Sometimes it takes a few minutes.
And finally, like the fourth or fifth time I like refreshed, like it popped in. I was like, oh my God. Oh my God.
Right. And then so Sean's doing that, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, I did it. I got the money transfer. I'm like, change the fucking bank account password. So like, because at this point, like because we're running a mile a minute, we're trying to get the channel back. He's trying to make sure that the computer doesn't infect anything else. We don't know what they have access to.
Which becomes ironic here in a second.
Oh,
so we don't know what's going on. So I'm going through, and then as I'm going through, I'm filling out the forms. I get the forms filled out. I start changing passwords to Sean. Me and Sean are shouting back and forth. Have you changed this? Have you changed this? And I'm like, oh fuck. Discord. I need to go in Discord and change my password. So I go.
This is the ironic part.
Yeah. So I go. I change my password. Everything's fine. We're good. My password is safe. Like.
And then I am mid typing because I'm the one setting the announcements. I'm the one that every new person that comes in the Discord, I'm like, just read the fucking announcements. Stop asking the same question over and over and over again.
I handle like the Twitter and Insta. You handle like and I do some of the community stuff on YouTube, but you handle like the Discord, the community tab, and like the scheduling.
I do a lot of the Patreon posting, all that stuff. I do a lot of like the community stuff through Discord, Patreon, all that. So I was in the Discord because I do not have a part in any of this shit. I don't know anything about the accounts. I don't know anything like that. So I'm just like, well, I'm just gonna stay here, not move. Luckily, they are freaking out.
Luckily, I knew more than I was expecting to know about the accounts.
I'm just gonna sit in the Discord and tell everybody what's going on because that is definitely not what they need right now. Is everybody else's panic because. People were losing their minds.
I'm glad I didn't see that. That probably would have made it worse for me.
People were unsubscribing. People were taking away their memberships. People were leaving, all these things.
Somebody was like, I don't want to get hacked. I'm like, that's not how that works.
It's like they are not hacking.
Yeah, they thought that by being a member, like a subscriber on YouTube, that somehow they would also get hacked.
It's like, we can't even see that you subscribe to us.
But we had already taken precautions for all of that. Like we had unlinked every YouTube member from the Discord, like everything. We had made precautions so that nobody's information would be tainted with, and people still thought it was. So
we were monitoring Patreon.
This goes back to what I say: have people in the room smarter than you.
Yeah, and I was just like, guys, this is literally they do not give a shit about any of you guys. They're not coming after you guys. They have no access to your stuff. This was a direct attack because of something that happened in office.
The perfect example of this is the reason that my personal channel and Sorta Stupid got hacked is because when the executable went off on both mine and Eric's computer, it basically gave them access to anything that we were logged into, right? So on my work laptop, I'm logged into my, the Sorta Stupid account, the games account, the podcast account, my personal, right? So, but Eric was on his, right? So like they only went after Sorta Stupid and my original, my personal account.
Those are the two biggest
accounts.
But
even the Discord,
ones.
They only specific I guess
I fixed mine. I fixed mine.
Keep going. I'm a little ahead of myself.
I'm mid-sentence, right? I'm typing, and then all of a sudden, poof, the Discord's gone. And I'm like, guys, is the Discord gone? And they're like, no, we're still in it. We're still in it. And I was like, yo, did I just get fucking banned? I was like, I think I just got banned.
Yeah.
I was like, the audacity.
Yeah.
So
as this happens, right? So as this happens, we're like, is it a glitch? Like, what the fuck is going on? And so I go through and I'm trying to get Bree back, and I'm scrambling to check. I'm like, there's nobody, because we were worried like they hacked in and gave admin access to somebody. And I'm like, nobody has admin access. Nobody's a mod that's not a mod. And then all of a sudden our mods start dropping like flies. Yeah. They just start getting picked one after the other.
There's only three admins in that, that Discord.
So at this point, I'm just like, okay, well, Sean wasn't compromised. Eric, did you change your Discord password?
No.
And he's like, no.
Dude, I was balls deep with 2 laptops in here.
Yeah. So
Okay,
Eric,
I was working on 2 laptops at the same time. You know how hard that is?
Here comes the fun irony of it all. The guy that doesn't talk in the Discord at all is the one that was like fucking over the Discord.
So literally, at this point, his account's hijacked. He's DMing people. He's unmodding people. So I have to go through, and I'm like,
he's making announcements about the cryptocurrency.
Here's the crazy thing. He only targeted our Discord. He didn't hit any of the other Discords I modded.
It's because our Discord is the highest count. So I had to go through. I had to immediately kick Eric as an admin in our business Discord server. Thank God. That I wasn't the one that got hit at it because I made the server. So it's like I had to kick him out. I had to take all his roles. I had to go onto the Discord, take all his roles. And now at this point, I've taken away all his roles. Discord should be safe.
And I'm still in the call with Dittman. While this is all going on, I'm still in the call with Dittman working on the PCs
Discord
at the same
should
time.
be fine. I'm remodding mods, and then all of a sudden, fucking chats start getting made and deleted. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Suddenly
it was a mod.
General is gone.
It was just a mod trying to fix it. And I'm like, do not change stuff without saying that you're changing it.
That's like because in there he was like,
they meant well though.
Yeah, they did.
Who keeps deleting the general chat? And I was like, me, motherfucker! I own this bitch.
It's like, stop. It's like, announce that you're gonna do it. I'm like, we don't know if anybody else is compromised.
Well, that's the thing. Like they took somehow like our general chat's like a fairly open general. And luckily we have like worldwide mods, and so like we have someone in there
pretty much
24 hours of the day.
It's a pretty well enforced Discord. But as soon as all the mods and me started dropping at the same time,
and it was everybody.
all those people that were no longer panicking started to panic all over again.
Because they didn't have the mods telling them it was okay.
Coming. Like they have arrived and they killed all the mods off.
I feel like when I saw it was like Eric that was hacked, I was like, Eric, change your password. And Rose was like, what? I was like, we can't hear each other a lot of the times. Like if
because we soundproof every room.
If you're in this room and
I couldn't hear shit. When you guys were yelling at each other, I couldn't hear you guys. Like I was having
to like yell as like a messenger back and forth because whoever was in this room could not hear what they were yelling.
You can communicate if you're in that room and downstairs at the table. You can talk.
Yeah,
like almost normally.
Yeah.
But like if you're in here, brother, you might as well send a fucking flare out.
I mean, the reason why I came in here is because I was working with Dittman on the PCs.
Yeah.
Right? So I was like, I need to be able to hear him
by the way. Thanks,
to know what I need to do for 2 PCs at the same fucking. Because I'm sitting here trying to like fix 2 PCs. I'm like, okay, what do I need to do?
Meanwhile, he's hacked.
Meanwhile, I'm hacked, and I'm like,
and then it doesn't help that like while I'm filling out the forms for YouTube, I need information that is on my laptop
that I'm having to give you.
But he can't connect it to the network, so we had to like go get flash drives and bring shit back and forth.
What's crazy is like the stuff they were asking for, like it's stuff they need.
Yeah.
But it's like the kind of thing like in a million years you would never think of like saving.
If you were hacked, dude, you don't have like no one's gonna leave an email up like that. Like, you're like, cool, the email's done. Boom.
It's
done.
like, no, I thought that you would ask like, I don't know, our business ID or a social security number.
Yeah.
Or like something that is tied to like the monetization of that account.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, nope.
Like we need this what was the title of your last video? And it's like, motherfucker, we scheduled those like a month in advance.
Wreck-It Ralph breaks the internet?
Yeah.
How ironic is that?
Yeah.
Can we discuss that?
Yeah.
Wreck-It Ralph broke sort of stupid.
Yeah. Like, legitimately.
Yeah. But I mean, it was crazy, like the community outpour of like
props to all the Billies.
No, that was
like
appreciate
that
you guys.
tweet that we really needed engagement.
Oh my god,
it just got a flood
above
of
and beyond
engagement.
delivered.
Like everyone commenting, liking, retweeting it, got YouTube to respond to us very quickly.
Except for one guy who really does not like us.
Yeah, that guy just is bitter.
He was so
I think a lot of people. There was a lot of people commenting on that guy's comments, being like,
he was trying to convince YouTube chat support on Twitter to ban us, even if they got us our channel back.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's a bot, dude. Like, I think you're talking to a robot.
They're like, if you think they did anything wrong, report them, and we will send it to the proper team. And it's like, good luck, buddy.
And then he was like, as soon as the channel's back up, I'll make sure to do that. And then when the channel got back up, he's like, I reported it, but it's still up. Why is this happening? And they're like, well, if our team looks that over and nothing and doesn't see an issue, then no action.
Your
will
mental
be
illness is not an emergency for us.
It was funny, like with Patreon, right? Because people do that too. Like, people dislike reactors. People dislike us. The channel has grown to a point where, like, unfortunately, no matter what video we put out, we get shit on.
Haters gonna hate.
In every different way, right? And it's people like always do that thing where, like, you got to take them down. I'm gonna report you to Patreon. I'm like, good luck. Patreon invited us to their fucking top creator team thing. We have a dedicated
Patreon's
partner
the one
manager.
place we do have a partner manager.
Yeah. It's one of the only places that we still have a partner
manager.
manager.
You can try to spew that it's all illegal and shit, but like it is legal under fair use. Like we are.
Yeah.
There are legal precedents that have been set right in court. And until that changes, which hey, laws change, shit might change. It might become a problem in the future.
Yeah.
It's not.
Why do you think we're here right now?
Yeah. But we got the channel back in, I wouldn't say 12 hours because it did then get nuked and then had to come back a second time.
Well, I'm assuming that like everybody that reported it while it was hacked, they were finally like, oh, okay, there's a problem here.
And
We
a
need to
lot
take this
of those
channel
people
down.
thought they were helping.
Yeah.
No,
it's just it didn't.
I will say, y'all, like when you report stuff, report it for the proper stuff.
Yeah. When our channel got hacked, instead of people reporting it for like suspicious activity or like a hack or like impersonation, like people were actively like, oh, I reported you guys for like terrorism
and child abuse
in hopes that it would get eyes on it sooner. And it's like, no, that just
sends it to the wrong department.
Yeah.
Like now you got all these different investigations going on.
Like
what's really going on?
Yeah.
But no, it was crazy to see. I mean, even in the Discord when I was talking to people, like I don't know, just everyone's continuous like support in there was really
crazy.
great.
And we had full access to the channel back literally in under 24 hours, which is insane.
No,
I have never seen anything like that. I've never seen it come back that quick. The quickest I've seen is like a few days, a week.
Yeah.
Like I said, we know somebody personally.
Technically like within like 12 hours.
Yeah.
For us.
Yeah, we got the account back within 12 hours. And then after about an hour, the account was taken down because of all of the mass reports. And then it had to get reinstated.
Our day continued, so we all went home like an hour earlier than usual.
What are you supposed to do after that? Like, you can't just go back to normal.
We were not in the mood to record.
Our blood pressure was risen for like hours on end.
Whatever we recorded would have drawn our ires so hard.
Let's do the regular show finale and the Young Justice finale.
Yeah, we had like
on the day that we got hacked. That's a great idea.
And like it was also like the death of Superman that we were going to like record as well. It was like these three huge things that like we were looking forward to that day. That just like
even Incredibles 2. We also looking forward to that too.
That was like,
and it was like, dude, it just.
Well, and then I stayed as long as I could, but then I had to go pick up Maeve, and in my whole head the whole time I was like, how am I supposed to go from this to like picking up my child from daycare and like being a mom?
Yeah, because
and like acting like nothing happened all day.
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to keep my chill because I was like, we're gonna get it back.
Yeah.
We'll like every
I felt like shit all day.
No, same, but it's like one of those things where it's like
it hit Eric the hardest. Eric, you were stressing the most.
Guilty because you feel like it was your fault.
It was my fault.
I mean, at the end of the day,
it's not your fault.
Any one of you would have done.
It could have happened to any of us.
I know, but like
it just happened to you.
I mean, you think about it this way.
It was my fault.
No, but if you think about it this way,
it was doubly my fault because it was the hack and then the Discord. Okay, it was doubly. But that's what hurt the fucking most.
That's just bad luck.
It just fucking hurt because I'm sitting in here working on two PCs at the same time, trying to like putting my mental exhaustion at its peak because I'm like I can work, I can play a video game, and I can watch a TV show at the same time, right? I have pushed myself to multitasking the max. I've even learned how to play Path of Exile, Hearthstone, and watch a TV at the same time.
Yeah, because you're a psycho.
I can literally push my but like when I'm working with two different PCs that are off network and I don't have access to the internet and I can only do so much, I'm like, okay, what can I do? And then all of a sudden you guys are like, the Discord just got hacked, and I'm like, what? And then you're like, did you change your password? I'm like, I haven't even touched my fucking phone yet.
Right.
Let alone I'm sitting here, you guys are like, have you changed your password? I'm like, I don't have access to my Discord.
Well, I mean,
I'm like, my computer's off the network. I can't do anything.
Well, I mean, we also have like our
and then
private,
it was my phone. I was like, okay.
We also have like our private DMs between like all of us too, where it's like that's like. I mean, it's mostly like friend shit in there. Like we're sending each other TikToks and like things to talk about and stuff like that.
But it's also a business
But every now and then, like we do have like that serious business thing of like, oh, here's like this particular number for like whatever you need to log into something, whatever. And it's like, like that was the panic that set over me, where it's like
they have access
to like his DMs now.
Yeah.
And it's like, meanwhile, like I don't click that shit. Like I stay out of like we'll discuss terms together, but like I'm like, they handle it. Like I don't need to be in there clicking shit because I'm always afraid I'm going to click an email. Y'all aren't going to read it. I'll accidentally forget to bring it up. Yeah. And then like all of a sudden, like 6 months down the line, it's like, damn, we could have worked with Xbox. Like that fucking sucks.
To me, the most frustrating part about it was our prior sponsor that we discussed when we sent that file to Dittman, remember?
Yeah.
He actually showed me how to open it via using like a virtual PC or whatever it's called, where you basically make the new OS on your hard drive and you do it that way.
That's why a lot of those scammer YouTubers like.
And that's he told me to do that. And I was like, okay, cool. But the problem was when we saw this email, I was like, everything looks legit.
Yeah,
and that's where I was kicking myself the hardest because I'm like, he fucking told me literally this exact thing would freaking happen, and I clicked the goddamn link like a dumbass.
And to be clear, it looked exactly like a PDF file. There was like, other than you,
and he literally said that. He says PDF files can't hack you, and I was like, oh, that's never gonna happen to us.
Right.
Literally, the only thing that was out of the realm of any sort of like legitimate thought is when I looked at the banner and I was like, that just looks like some goofy shit I would make.
Yeah.
And that was it. Like, but it's also like.
That's the goofy shit that they would provide you with.
These are advertising people. They're not art people.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like, I've gotten things from like big AAA game companies when I was a streamer that look just as bad as that.
Because in their eyes,
I mean,
it's
I
like
still get stuff sent to my
because it's
old
just promo material.
Because in their eyes,
exactly.
They're not supposed to go into the
together.
public. It's promo material.
Yeah. It's
Like-
just to get a point across and can convey details.
It's no one's fault. I mean, any one of you would have clicked it.
No,
Like,
that's-
I know,
There was
but
never-
the problem is I
just-
also got him to click it though. Like, it just kept
I mean, that should make you feel-
cascading into worse and worse.
That should make you feel a little better because he clicked it too.
That's like going to the
without thinking
casino,
about
throwing
anything
10
about it.
grand down on red, losing and be like, fucking 20 grand on red now. I lost it. 30 grand on red now. One of it's going to hit.
Yeah, you got to keep doubling till you get your money back. That's the
Bro,
rule.
it's just,
Yeah. No, I mean, it was stressful. I mean, like, you know, I don't know. We talk about the business to an extent, but not really. And like, I mean, it goes into the fact that like, yeah, obviously that would have affected us, but like, you know, we are a company, right? Like we employ Bree, we employ Christian downstairs. You know, we have multiple editors who rely on us, like for an income of both. You know, people that work, you know, 5 days a week with us and people that work, you know, a couple times a month or a couple times a week.
Yeah.
Like we have a lot of employees.
We have like a rotating
like,
thing, like 11 to 15 people, like depending, right? Like at any given moment.
Yeah. And it's like, I mean, that's the support
that's
on
also the scary
Patreon.
part,
Like,
is like, fuck, if we
It's
just,
no longer the three of us. Like
other people are relying on us to do the job, and I just fucked everything up. Like, dude, it was just like, ugh.
No, I mean the thing, like that never crossed my mind where I was like, this is Eric's fault. Like,
No.
not at all.
There was never a shred of blame placed
I don't
on
think
you.
like that.
I know,
anyway,
but like the manager
but
in me, just like,
I get it.
have
I
to
get
take
it.
responsibility.
That
'cause
legitimately could have happened to any of us. And I mean, the fact that like when I
would've
went,
clicked it.
like at the end of the day, right? Like, yeah, you went to open it first, but I downloaded it when you were having issues and I didn't notice it either.
No.
Which means that if
It was
I would have downloaded first, it would have been me. You know what I mean? The same shit would have happened.
There's literally no one I know, like at all, that would have looked at that and been like, that's suspicious. Everyone. Like, dude, the email looked legit. Like, because that's the.
Well, it's also like the
That's
game
literally
is
the
getting
first thing we did.
advertised.
Yeah.
It's coming out this year. Like everything lined up, and especially the fact that we were dealing with them for weeks, which is also very common with sponsors, where they just drag their ass all the time.
Their patience was
because they'll get a quote and then you won't hear from them for months. Or you'll just never hear. Like the Wukong.
Yeah, we
gave
were
them a
reached out
quote
by them.
and we never heard back from them. And I was just like, okay, well,
fair enough.
this game's coming out. Guess they're not doing the ad for us. Okay, cool. And that's common where they just never
very
reply
common.
after you give them a
Very
quote. And the
common,
dude came back and was like, that price works for us because 9 times out of 10, when you give them a quote, they have to take it to their higher ups.
Yeah.
Can we approve this? Is this within the budget?
Yeah.
And like they reply like, yeah, that price works for us. Can you just go ahead and look over the contract?
Yeah.
Like, okay, cool, not a problem. And
that's
when
very standard,
They
right?
also
You
asked
agree
us,
on money, they send contracts.
well, because they send the contract, but then they're like, "Hey, because that's when we agreed to do their integrated ad rather than us doing the ad." We're like, "Hey," they're like, "Hey, go ahead and have a look over the integrated ad as well and the contract, and then just let us know what you think." And we're like, "Okay, cool, we can go ahead and do that." And then all hell broke loose, and it's because I freaking introduced him to us.
Technically, they emailed us.
I know.
Yeah, but no, I mean, like the thing is, if you would have been like, "Hey, man, I'm busy. I'm making peanut butter toast right now. Can you like click that like thing and sign it?" I would have been like, "Yeah, I got it," and they would have got me instead of you guys, right?
Exactly.
Like it's like one of those things that it was going to happen. It was just who was going to happen to here.
But it's one of those things where now we know, right? Like it doesn't matter how trustworthy a sponsor is. Like we have to run it through a program or test it or something.
I mean, the thing is, if we were the easiest way to do that would be to get a shitty PC, take it completely off the network, download the attachment, put it on a flash drive, and then put it onto that PC.
Yeah.
And then you'd open it via that PC because that PC is completely off the network. It has no cookies,
there's
nothing
pull. Connected to it.
And then that would be the safest way to do it. I mean, you could do a virtual PC as well, but then you're having to partition your PC and deal with all that shit. Where this, it's like, it's a brand new PC. It's completely wiped. There's nothing on it. There's nothing with our information.
Yeah. It's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, the problem is there's no way to really get away from that kind of stuff because you have to be able to work with a sponsor, you have to be able to open those documents, right? And like even if you're like, I don't open PDFs, I only open docx's, and they're going to be like, well, it's cool, then we're not going to work with you.
Yeah, I mean, that's like, very common, right?
Great. So,
I mean, there's so many creators out there now that like they can throw peanuts at someone and they're cool with getting less for
less for more.
Yeah, you know, it's
well, that is super
one of those,
common.
Yeah, I mean, so it's one of those things like, if it didn't happen to us, it was definitely going to happen to someone. Luckily, like, I mean, to an extent, at least we were mildly prepared and we had, 3, 4, 5 people on deck to immediately like, because I mean,
it would have taken 3 times as long, right? Like you were able to change certain passwords while I filled out the paperwork. Yeah. While I filled out the paperwork, he was able to figure out what we needed on the computers and get those fixed. Like it was definitely like a group effort that like it would have been. We
fucking nightmare.
He would have gotten a lot more done.
I mean, he could have gained access to a lot more stuff, and luckily we caught everything quick enough that like if it wasn't for how quick we acted, that it would have been infinite.
Well, because he would have been able, he would have destroyed the Discord. He would have completely. Had you not caught that, he would have completely destroyed the Discord, and we would have had no idea until it was too late.
Well, it was also crazy because like I feel like as soon as it hit, everyone manned their stations like immediately. Like everyone like kind of knew like exactly what their position
I know that was kind of weird, right?
Well, that's the weird thing about us. We've never given each other like this is your job for the company. This is your job. Like we've all kind of just like settled into the things we do. For the most part, and like we all just knew it's like this is the part.
You're working on this.
This is the part I'm going to go do.
Like we've never developed like an emergency plan.
Yeah,
I feel like we did a pretty damn good job.
The moment that you told us we were hacked, I ran downstairs and grabbed both our laptops and pulled them immediately off the network. Yeah. I was like, this is one
something
thing
I would have never thought.
No, I would never have done that.
It was definitely a group effort. Like everyone individually, like it just got not resolved, I would say.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
but the motors were moving really fast on getting it fixed.
No, that's where I will give ourselves a pat on the back. But I'll also say, like, the day didn't end there. Like, so we all go home.
No.
And it's like.
When he got home that night, I think we just sat in silence for, like, at least 30 minutes.
That's what I did.
Just, like.
Well, because I didn't know what to do, right? Because, like, at this point, like, to give you guys an idea of just, like, what's going through our mind, or at least my mind at this point, is the channel's hacked.
I mean, your channel's hacked as well.
But my personal channel's hacked, which was like the least of my concern at this point. Because like I said, I haven't posted on there in a long time. Like I put my full focus into Sort of Stupid a long time ago, and we're going through everything, and it's like, all right, well, I was not worried that we were going to get the channel back. I knew eventually we would get the channel back.
Yeah.
It was just a matter of, is this going to be days? Is it going to be weeks? Is it going to be longer?
What state are we going to get the channel back in?
From that point forward, like, where are things going, right? Like, at this point, within that first day, we lost 4,000 subscribers.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't think that we took a Patreon hit from what I noticed. So, thank you to everybody on Patreon.
We won't know until next month anyway, right?
And, so there was that, but, it's one of those things. YouTube pays on like the 21st to the 23rd. Mm-hmm. It's never consistent, but you get paid from YouTube once a month for whatever fucking reason. It's on the 20th to the 23rd.
Yeah,
I don't know why
that came from.
So at this point, we're 10 days out or less from YouTube, the money being cashed out. We don't have access to our account. We couldn't even see if they stole or hijacked our AdSense account. We had no way to know, like, if we don't get the account back on the 20th, are we not going to see this ad revenue until next month? Mm-hmm. And like, it's not a huge deal. Like, all of us very much put the company before our own. Like, we always make sure that everybody at the company is paid before we pay ourselves. But like that's something that we had to process of like, okay, like we might not be getting paychecks this month, like based on this, because we didn't know if we're gonna miss an entire month of ad revenue.
Well, I mean, there was also that fear too. Like they privated all the videos, but there was also that fear. It's like, bro, if they delete all of our videos,
over
like
1,000 videos.
We're fucked.
Yeah, and even now, right? Like YouTube was able to recover everything. Videos are back, but even videos that were doing well were taken out of the algorithm, and the algorithm takes time to recover. So like a good example is the Book of Bill for Gravity Falls came out, and that got a lot of traction on our Gravity Falls binge video. That video was sitting at like 100,000 views about 3 weeks ago. It's at like 260,000 views now. And even at that moment, right up to the hack, it was still going and getting about 300 views per hour, every hour consistently. And this has been going on for weeks. Since the channel has returned, and I haven't looked at other videos, but I know that it's affected other videos, that specific video is now growing at about 40 to 50 views an hour.
I mean, the Deadpool short got yoinked.
Yeah.
The Deadpool short we did, that was with the thing, it was cooking, and then it's just a
so we were like on pace to have like our best month ever, quote unquote, and then
I fucked it up.
Yeah.
You didn't fuck it up.
Yeah.
Fucked it up. Billy, you can blame me for the hack, okay? All right? I know I don't talk to the Discord, but you can blame me.
So
yeah, everyone's going to be blaming you in the Discord. You won't even read it.
It's all right.
Yeah, I can't hear it.
But no, they were jokingly blaming Eric, but it was funny. They were totally, because they were pointing out the fact that like the guy that doesn't talk and got the Discord.
I get fucking hacked.
They blamed you because your account on Discord got hacked. They didn't know yet that you were the one who
clicked the link. And I was the one that I did it. But the beauty is, okay, y'all text in Discord, but there have been times where I've hopped in Discord and talked to people. I'll tell you what, it's a whole different environment. When you can talk to someone on a microphone compared to like them being a dick in text.
I'm good.
Dude, everyone is so nice. Any of the Billies I've hung out in the Discord, appreciate you. Because y'all are just chill.
Fuck that. I don't want to talk to these people.
Too much work.
You're asking.
I type to them. I'm too scared.
Yeah, you guys type to them. I'm an interaction kind of person.
We should do a monthly Q&A.
I'm down.
Like a 60-second limit. They can call in to like a number, and they have like 90 seconds.
I've debated randomly joining some of their like Fortnite games.
I mean, technically, you can make a Google phone number where they can just leave voicemails.
Yeah, let us know if you want that, Billy. Yeah. I feel like that'd be fun.
But no, like we go home, and every day, like my dad's like, "What'd you guys do today?" Like,
it's like when they pick you up from school.
It's his. How you doing, son? Are you winning, son? And like it's his way of being interested. He doesn't give a fuck. And I was like, we were hacked because he's usually like, "What'd you guys watch?" Because like a lot of times, like he'll watch what we watch to kind of just
so you know, something to talk about.
You know,
that's cool. Good for him. That's awesome.
Yeah, and I was like, we didn't really do anything today. I was like, we got hacked. He just goes, oh. He's like, oh, is it okay? And I was like, we'll see.
I know. We were mid hack when my dad texts me, and he's like asking me these stupid fucking questions. I'm like, Dad, I cannot talk right now. I literally was like, I cannot have this conversation right now.
Yeah, that's what it was.
He was like, I understand business. I'm like, yes, because it was mid. It was like a mid.
Yeah. It was 5 minutes in.
It was like 5 minutes in, like peak.
No. So we got
I texted my dad and he sent me back just a frowny face.
We got a 3D printer and Christian's been working really hard on this 3D printer.
So
my God.
So I sprint downstairs. I'm on the computer, like I'm changing shit. He comes in, he's like, I got the Pokeball done. I was like, we're hacked.
He was like so proud of his project, and Boom just like immediately just like shuts him down. Like,
and then Christian comes to me later. He's like, "Y'all need me to do anything? Like, I'm happy to help." But we're like, "Bro, there's nothing you can do. It's okay."
No, he perfectly stayed out of the way. And I later I apologized. I was like, "I'm sorry, man." I was not trying to be terse. I wasn't trying to be rude. I was like, I didn't know how else to fucking verbalize like how to say
I can't think right now. Shut up.
Yeah. Shit is on fire and I don't have any water. And so
because that's the scariest part about a hack is you're running through your mind all the things that you have linked to that email, and you're going,
oh God,
okay,
what else?
What else is linked to it? What and that's the constant question I kept asking myself when I came home was, what else?
Yeah.
What else am I missing?
What am I
feel
forgetting?
like I'm missing something.
And it didn't help that by this point, right? Like we had submitted everything we possibly could have to YouTube, and we had done what we could to secure Patreon. And thank God for the Patreon supporters, because if it wasn't for Patreon, I feel like our stress levels would have been significantly higher. But like, you know, having that thing of like, we all kind of just had to go to bed with YouTube just being like 24 hours.
Yeah.
And it was just like, wait, basically like waiting for an email.
Well,
and then it was what, like 1:30 in the morning?
Yep.
Yeah, it was 1:30 in the morning. All of us were like,
I just closed my eyes.
I started to finally doze off.
I was sitting on the corner of my bed getting ready to hit my lamp.
I was taking a
to
poop.
go to bed. Of course you were.
I'll be honest, I was taking a poop and I was sitting there and all of a sudden the email came through and I'm like, what is this? What is this?
I mean,
and then I type in the Discord because I only have access to the channels via my phone now.
Yeah.
So like I don't want to click into it and not be on PC and not have all the shit.
Right.
I'm like, please, Ruff, please be awake.
And it didn't help that at this point, right? Our chain link with YouTube.
Well, I also had to like do
said,
a thing you did several times where I had to like sign into like our other account through like an incognito window and do all this other stuff.
We had to do a lot of really weird things. Like I had to like screen record me trying to signing. It was.
And this was at
odd.
like 10 or 11, and you were like, "Yeah, go ahead. I've already done it." Like I guess they needed it again.
It was just odd. And at this point, right? Like we're having an email chain back and forth with YouTube support. And they basically were like, hey, we will notify you when we have more. And at this point now, they have not emailed us back to notify us of anything, but we receive an email that's like, we got your channel back. Click this to reset the password.
Reset your password button.
Yeah. And I'm just like, okay.
Whoa.
And it was like this conversation of like, is this fucking real? Or are they going to get us a second time?
It was like, who's going to click the link? Who's going to click it?
It's like, what do we have to do?
He's like, it ain't me this time. I'm not clicking
I
it.
think that was like, I even said something like, do we want to do this now, or do we just want to wait and do it in the office?
Because I want to click my phone because I have my bank account and all my shit linked to my phone. I'm like, I don't want him to get access to that.
And it was like, what do we do? And it was just like, it was one of those things of like
for probably about 30 minutes.
It literally was it was like, we don't really have a choice
because it came back so quick. We thought that like he was just going to fish us on other emails.
We were going by everybody else's experience. Us being hacked on Wednesday, assuming they probably don't do shit on the weekends. They might. I don't know. Like my guesstimate was we weren't going to even see that channel back until like Monday, Tuesday at the earliest.
Yeah.
Like I was going to go ahead and like we might as well take a 5-day weekend, fellas. Like, like we might as well go just enjoy whatever the fuck we can.
We better go to the beach and fucking
like I don't drink, but I'm thinking about it.
I'm gonna go mountain climbing
and jump off the mountain in a video game. But no, so like finally, like I think it was like Ruff had the balls that he was like, I'm just doing it.
Because at this point I was like,
because by this time it's 1:30 in the morning and like we are all now in a Discord call.
Yeah, we're all on a call.
And I'm just like, look, at this point, like we're either gonna get hacked or not. At this point, like,
and we're already hacked.
We're already hacked. So can't get hacked.
Well, because at this point, all we have
to
to base this off of is, does the email look legit? That was all we were to do.
And I looked it up, and the email was legit.
And again,
it's like,
this email did not look good.
It was just like,
it looked sus as fuck,
dude,
but
Google
it wasn't.
Google emails are like accounts.google.blah.blah.com, and you're like,
is that real?
The official Google email looks worse than the hacker's email.
Yeah, it did. And it was one of those things where like we did it, and once we did it, I had access, and I was like,
boys were in.
Holy shit, we have access. It was real. Dude,
it was real.
Dude, we had like an entire page of logged in, logged out, logged in, logged out, logged in, logged out, logged in, logged out. And it's like password change, password change, password change.
So of course at this point it's what, 1:30, and at this point, well, now we don't have any choice. We have to go through and secure the account now.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like secure that.
We're all sleepy as fuck.
Yeah. Emailing this, deleting all of the private shit, changing the profile picture. Changing the name, which then got stuck as Ripple for like days because we had to go in and change translation settings.
Yeah, that was like that's a goofy goober setting that like
it doesn't make sense.
I would have never figured that out on my own.
No.
Like that it would still be Ripple.
Yeah.
Well, didn't you? I feel like I remember you coming back to bed and then leaving again.
Yeah, I did. I came back and then we finally
because I was wanting to be asleep.
We were going
at this point because now keep in mind every one of our 800 plus videos are private and you can only unprivate about 50.
It's like 1,100
now.
now.
Well, you can only unprivate about 50 at a time. and it takes an extended period of time after you click change for it to actually go through. And while one person's doing it, you can't do the other. So Eric is going through and doing this, and finally at this point we're like, fuck it, we got all the new stuff and all the recent stuff. Let's just leave it for tomorrow.
Yeah.
We'll take a look. We leave, we break off. I get in bed, and maybe 15 minutes later, I get the exact same email back from YouTube about my personal account, and I'm like, well, I can't just leave the account hacked and go to bed.
Yeah.
So I had to go through and do it, and I didn't like change much over. Like I don't even have like my old logo. I had to like change my profile picture.
I remember you were like, I don't even have this on this computer anymore.
Yeah, I was like, I don't even know where I have it backed up. So I had to use like a different profile picture and change it. I think mine is still fucked up. I'm sure that I probably have to do that language setting on my account. Luckily, I don't post there that much anymore, but like I have stuff on it. And it's just like, oh my God, dude. Like it was just such a stressful.
I was like, finally we can go to bed.
Yeah, right.
And then all of a sudden he's like shuffling again. Yeah. I'm like,
and then it was what? I think I was up to like 4. And then
we were up till 3 doing our stuff.
And then I dropped Maeve off at school.
I think I left
Wednesday
at 3:10
Friday at like 8. I have to get her there by like 8:30. So I was running on like 3 hours of sleep. We had to come in and like finish the channel.
Yeah, we were literally trying to catch up everything we needed to do that day and the day before.
Yeah. We did like so many different things. Like we were going to do the podcast yesterday, but we were like, all right, let's wait. We went through a movie. We did like a bunch of our videos. Me and Bree were going to play games because she started the Telltale Walking Dead.
Games. Yep.
And I'm like, let's do it. Because I was excited to do it. And I was just fucking dead. And then like I made myself an espresso at like 9, thinking like it would wake me up and I'd be able to power through. And me and her sat in my office for like 2 hours.
I
before
legit
it was finally
just like, dude. Like,
no, it's so emotionally
I told
draining.
him because he was like, no, like it's fine.
I'm like, I'll step into it when we start.
And I was like, no, because like it was like a very visible, like different type of exhaustion. Like he just straight up looked like he did not.
No, our brains were melted.
And
bro.
I was just like, dude, I'm gonna be fucking honest with you right now. I've been dating with you for almost 6 years now. You do not want to be sitting here right now. I was like, I'm not going to try to record right now with that thought in my head, knowing that this is the last place you want to be, because I know you'd much rather be in bed, and I would much rather you be in bed right now because you look exhausted.
No, I feel bad for whoever I played in Madden because I took it out on them.
Did you?
Yes, I did.
But
it was rough.
Well, no, it's one of those.
Hopefully, you're a little more rested now.
Well, we
little bit.
We usually eat fairly healthy at the office as well.
Oh, this week has been. I don't give a.
Nah, bro.
I am way off.
That day was pizza and cannolis, like
cake.
Yeah.
There was one moment like yesterday where we were sitting there and I was talking to Sean. I was talking to Sean or Christian. I was pointed this way.
We had Mexican,
and the fridge is off to the right over here.
I was walking by him and I started laughing because he was just go ahead.
I was talking to Christian. Me and him were talking about 3D printing, and all of a sudden Sean takes his lap and then kind of walks on my peripheral view, and Mans just starts burst out laughing. And I'm like talking to Christian. I kind of just turn around, and the first thing I see is Ruff just holding this giant cake, and Mans is just balls deep in the fucking cake right now.
Refrigerator door is still open.
Because I was like, I'm gonna grab a couple bites and put it away.
He looked like a raccoon with like a banana. Like he was just like.
Or like a 10-year-old getting into the fridge at like 1 o'clock in the morning.
It's like he was busting. I'm like, you're going and eat your cake.
You're forgetting the beginning part. Why Sean bursted into laughter? Because we're sitting there eating. We got Mexican food, right? And the last time we got Mexican food, me and Sean fell into the trap of eating the bag of chips they give you, because they give you a bag of fucking chips and they're so good. So
there's like this ranch jalapeno dip. They come. Oh my.
Yeah. So I had a couple chips, and then I get up and I'm like, you're not gonna get me today, chips. And I walk away and I go get the cake.
I didn't go too because I didn't eat any chips. Yeah. And then I turn around, his ass is eating cake.
But I stand by because I knew I was having cake, and I'm like, I can't have the chips and the cake.
He's like, my shame.
I can't have both.
No, we had, what was it? We had like pizza that day, and then like Mexican with like that cake and stuff like the next day.
And then we had Taco Bell last night.
Yeah,
I have not had Taco Bell, and I don't know how many years.
It was late. Well, it was like 11, so we didn't have many options,
eat
right?
so late.
Also,
It's
why
crazy.
are y'all eating so late?
I don't.
We
the
always
babies.
eat
Stop
late.
that.
Because
I do not remember the last
Stop
time we
that.
I
ate
have
at a normal
elderly
hour.
I mean,
parents, so I
it doesn't
eat by
matter. It
7.
doesn't
You
matter.
gotta
We've
eat
been
like
doing-
7 or 8.
We've been
guys.
doing that
it doesn't
since she
matter.
was born.
Yeah,
like
the time you eat doesn't matter.
Yes,
That's
it,
irrelevant.
yes, it
kids-
does.
It doesn't.
Kids-
They have proven that it doesn't.
It-
actually
Well,
If-
digestion when you sleep.
If your digestion when you sleep
Yeah.
is
I don't have
kids
issues sleeping,
dictate your entire schedule. Our
Wait until
entire
your 30s.
schedule up until 8
Soon,
o'clock.
motherfucker.
yeah, right.
Up until 8 o'clock when she goes to bed, our schedule is not our own, and the hours
Right.
between 8
Yeah.
and 11
I mean, you gotta think,
are
right?
just
Like-
resetting from the day that she gave us, and then finally realizing that we're hungry.
Was she like chilled that day at least?
I mean,
Like,
our
was
standard
she, like-
days.
Yesterday?
No, like the day of the hack was like.
Oh man, no.
Of
I
course
think I
not, yeah.
actually, I do not cry often. She had me bawling that night because I had made her. I was so upset. I don't know why I was so upset, but man, I made her this dinner with like a 3-course dinner, and she just took the plate and fucking threw it off the table, and the food went everywhere. And I gave her ketchup, and the ketchup was all over the wall.
So-
and
Oh
I
my
just
God.
lost my
Weird,
shit.
weird
I was
question, but like, do they make like a little Pope booth but for babies?
Ooh.
a little what?
Like
Yeah.
like you know
Like
know
the
when the
Pope-mobile.
when the like the Pope mobile, like when the Pope goes out in public, they've got like a little glass case that goes around
Yeah,
him.
that would be
Are
crazy.
you
cool.
asking if they have those
Do
for
they make
children?
that for
Yeah.
children so that way when they throw their shit, it doesn't go all over the kitchen? It just goes in the Pope booth?
No.
It just goes in the Pope
But she
mobile.
does have a bib that has a little pocket, so if
Yeah,
she
but
drops
that's-
her
Oh, yeah, I
food
know
in
No,
that.
dropping
Yeah,
food's
yeah.
one thing, but
That's
if
where she
girl's
kept the
just
little-
yeeting it,
Yeah.
But the thing
Like-
is she doesn't normally do that. She'll
Yeah.
eat her plate when she's
She'll
done.
push it away,
Or
you
she'll
know.
take her plate and empty it on the table and then toss her plate, but she's never looked me in the eye and just thrown her plate on the floor.
It's like I can.
And so
I
I
can
was
sense
just
your
like-
emotions right
She's
now.
like, I'm gonna
Take
break this woman.
I just literally was like, I just could not like the thing is like I was not one of the main people that was affected by this.
I
Like
mean,
I am a
technically, yes.
bystander at that point. Like, and I had a 5-hour energy literally right before all this shit went down.
Yeah, she was just
so
jitter
the whole time I'm just jittery. Like I'm just like
Oh God, that's the
buzzing
worst.
because like
Yeah,
we
that
had so
doesn't
much.
help.
We were gonna watch a movie. Like
Yeah.
So I was gonna
No, we
get
were-
all
we-
that
we
out.
had We were starting our day.
We that Monday. So we record 5 days a week.
yeah.
Yeah.
Every day, usually Monday through Friday. Recently, we've been trying to like take Fridays and like do some stuff on our
It's
own.
worked once.
Yeah. We've got one week where we stayed home and record individually to get like extra videos and just stuff that we want to do that
Yeah.
normally wouldn't make sense.
Well, I
to
mean,
do.
times when we don't have time to like watch other things.
So we ordered new couches recently for the studio. Because,
That's what we were doing. I was like, I was trying to remember
our
what we did Monday.
Yeah, if you haven't seen our old setup, we had these tall, like black recliner couches, which are great when you can recline, but in the specific way that it was set up, you couldn't really recline them.
Not great
and
straight back chairs.
They basically pushed
Your
your
shoulders
shoulders forward in effect where it was really starting to hurt especially like us three that when we're here every day and we have no choice but to sit in those fucking chairs for hours and hours.
Well, I mean,
and hours
it's
every
like
day.
I'm fat, but those chairs make me look fatter.
Well, because the
than I
chairs
am.
make you sit like this.
Oh, I constantly
And it was like I was
complained.
like I'm bunched up like a bowling ball. Like I
I
look like
hated
Uncle
the way I
Fester.
looked in those chairs.
Yeah.
I constantly had an issue
Yeah.
with it. I was
So-
like, I do not look like that. Like, why do I look like that?
Yes.
So we got, I bought
Brother,
like a cheaper little like low back couch in my office at home, and me and Bree
I love our
recorded it.
setup at home.
Yeah,
No, I love mine now.
We
Like,
recorded
I
it, and it's
feel
like,
you.
yo, that back, like being able to kind of like lean back, and like do that and stretch out, like it really made a huge difference. So we got new couch, and we spent all day Monday setting it up. So we lost an entire day of
Yeah.
recording.
Yeah.
We still had to fix it that Saturday, that Tuesday. I think we were finalizing
Well, they delivered it
stuff.
Saturday, and we were here till 11.
Yeah, because the
12
AC was
Saturday.
broken and it was 90
Yeah.
Yeah,
degrees
it's
out
been a
there.
wild week for
like
y'all.
it is, dude. It has been
God, it has been.
nonstop.
That has all been this week.
Yes.
Holy shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
No
the
wonder
AC,
we're stressed.
Yeah.
The AC being broke. Yeah, all of it.
Yeah.
The power in the
Well,
house keeps cutting off as well, resetting fucking
Yeah,
everything.
almost every week when we
Damn,
come in
that
here.
has been, dude. That We are the meme where it's like, what a week. It's like, it's a Wednesday.
Yeah. So sorry that our cameras in this podcast always look different. Like I notice now that like they are definitely crooked and Eric is hanging off camera and Sean's
I don't
not.
think
But
today really fucking matters.
I was wondering why the plant dead zone is here and not like over there.
Fridays are now like an optional day for us. I think we're gonna come in do One Piece and like some Ninja Turtle stuff.
Yeah, like watch what we want.
Watch what we want. Like,
but it's definitely
money don't
time
matter
to
for
take
this.
Solo days and for your own sanity.
Well, I think the problem is that what we've learned is like at the end of the day, this is a job.
Yeah.
But it became a job because we liked it enough when we made no money doing it.
Yeah.
And the problem I think that we run into is that like Eric said it good the other day where he was like he recorded like a bunch of games one weekend. He recorded like 3 different games.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like, we always have discussions about like, hey, what makes sense to go to Patreon, what makes sense to go to YouTube? Because like people that don't know this, if you put out a video that does not do well on YouTube, it hurts the channel.
No matter how much they say it doesn't.
Yeah,
it does.
And it does. And it's not that individual channel affects it because it doesn't. You can have duds, you can have videos that do well. If you fall below your channel average for too long, your channel average dips. If your channel average dips, it prevents how YouTube
That's telling YouTube, well, people don't really dig on their channel anymore.
Yeah. And that's why you see channels go up and channels die, and that's why you always see channels always trying to evolve because unfortunately in YouTube's system, you either adapt
or die.
Yeah. So, there's times where like he'll play stuff or we'll play stuff and we'll have that discussion of like, is this a YouTube gaming video? And like Eric is like, if I'm playing a game, I'm just going to click record. Mm-hmm. And like we've talked about it with shows where it's like we yap when we're not recording because it's just gotten to a point where like we've been content creators for so long that I think it's just ingrained in us that we do it without meaning.
I can't go to a movie theater without talking to some random guy.
Me and Eric were reacting to Twisters in the theater.
In the theaters. We were reacting. Me and him were just having a whole conversation.
You guys are getting this shit for free.
And like, so it's gotten to the point where now it's just like, there's a lot of shows that like we've all wanted to do, like that we've all talked about. Like Sean's been trying to get us to watch that 2003 Turtles show for forever, but unfortunately, every time we've tried Turtles on the channel,
it just hasn't done well.
It has not done well. Like we just don't have a Turtles audience, so like it's hard for us to justify like the time we have together to do it. But like Sean is like, I'll gladly do it solo at home, right?
Yeah,
like me and Bree have done that.
I'm watching the shit regardless, so I might as well record it, right?
Like me and Bree started like, Vampire Diaries. She wanted me to show that. There's no way in hell we would have ever been able to justify doing that show.
I don't think we would have said yes to Vampire Diaries.
It's great. So
it is great. It is awesome.
I don't want to read a vampire's diary.
No, you're not.
It's so much murder.
No, he has been hooked on it.
Bro,
no, what
this
I'll say
is crazy.
Now, don't get me wrong. Like, yes, Ninja Turtles, I'm currently watching 26 episodes a season. It's like 7 seasons. But like the idea of an hour long, like.
It's not an hour. It's like 40 minutes.
40 minutes.
I mean, like hour long in the sense of like that's what it is on cable, right? But like an hour long, like CW show that has 7 seasons?
10
8 seasons?
8 seasons.
And so like that's
They're
like
20 episodes.
So that's like 170 episodes of an hour long television show.
It's 170 hours.
Yeah, which would be like me watching like 350 episodes of Turtles.
Yeah. And I get that. But the point of saying
I'm not discounting the quality of the show.
And I get the time thing. The time thing makes sense. But when you're over here talking about not wanting to read a Vampire Diary, it is not like that. It is dark.
That's
it
him.
is twisted.
That's his fault.
It is murder.
That is your fault. I won't blame you on that.
Murder after murder.
It's a vampire's diary. What do you think they do all day? They just go to a blood bank?
I stand by. If the show had a different name, it would be more popular.
Yeah, no,
they try. I don't know if it was intentional.
Don't act like it wasn't. It was very
no. It was like
that
Supernatural was like their top 2.
Like I don't know. Like it's just.
Can I ask what the demographic for popularity was? Was it
Supernatural?
Was it more scaled for male or female?
Female.
Female.
That's
for sure.
Damon and Stefan.
So that's why they. That's why they titled it Vampire Diaries.
Your 2 main characters are like buff vampire dudes.
Like it is not a girl show. Like when we I understand why Twilight was so marketed to girls. Vampire Diaries is not like that at all.
No, I mean, same thing for Supernatural. Like, Supernatural's audience, I would say, actually skews female.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I mean,
Sam and Dean, baby.
Sam and Dean.
2 brothers, 1 car. Deal.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I also meant Damon, not Dean. I keep mixing.
But no, it's like one of those things where
Damon's
like
Damon is the best.
Like I had an ex that like she went to like all the Supernatural cons, and like everybody there taking a picture, it would probably be like 70% female.
Yeah.
So I mean,
but they were out at like
that was like the CW's
time.
demographic. That's why they did so well, because they
probably
leaned into
why
it for
they
a while.
marketed it that way, because it's like, you know, it's an easy way to be like, oh, Vampire
But
Diaries.
no, I mean, like, I will say, like, when it comes to everything, like, our problem, to an extent, is like we get algo brained as well.
Yeah.
And where it's like, if we're not like feeling like we're growing the channel, like sometimes we do forget, like, damn, we do this because it's fun. But it's also like, that's one reason, like, a lot of people ask, why do we do the binges? And that's that way. If it's a dud, it's
we can still do
one
it.
video is a dud, not 10.
Yeah.
But like our biggest
10 weeks.
Yeah,
10
weeks of one video.
The big thing I've noticed since like this company even started is like we don't watch TV like off camera. Like the other night, I think we tried to. Like it was like we were trying to watch Schlatt.
Video Game High School, and I was like, no, we gotta watch this.
And he was
I'm
like,
gonna make you guys watch it. We're doing it.
No,
I
remember you saying that. Yeah.
We started watching. It was like a 3-hour video of him just watching all of Video Game High School, and we started watching it. He was like, maybe 5 minutes into the first episode, and he was like, oh my god, I forgot about this show. He's like, I feel like all of it's coming back to me, and I was like, should I be turning this off? He's like, yeah, probably. I think I want to react to this. And I was like, okay. But like we haven't
it's
watched
one of those things where it's like, it's old
together
internet,
since
right?
like Riverdale, like 3 years ago.
I think that's why I've leaned so heavy into watching like documentaries.
Yeah, I watch a lot of
Where it's
documentaries and I watch a lot of reality TV because I know there's not a shot in hell that we will ever watch.
Yeah.
that on
Well,
the
I
channel.
think it goes back to, at the end of the day, like we all share a lot of similar interests, but we also don't at the same time, right?
Like we like enough different stuff to be like, you love PoE.
Yeah,
I love Turtles.
Like me and Eric like a lot of the same shows and movies, but like me and Eric do not like the same video games.
No, you guys differ entirely. Dude,
when it comes to video games, every time I get excited about showing Eric a game and we haven't played, he fucking hates it. Every single time.
It's because it has shitty mechanics. Okay, I can't help you with
It really doesn't.
Fix the
You're
mechanics.
just-
he was
hater.
right about Shadow of the Colossus, though. They could have made those mechanics.
No, that was one I'll give you. The controls on Shadow of the Colossus
Well,
aren't the best.
great game. I like the concept
No,
of Shadow of the
concept's
Colossus where you can
phenomenal.
climb out the boss and
Yeah.
you get to feel the scale of it.
Yeah.
It's just the controls are very old game, and like on a remastered, it doesn't do it any justice.
But,
go ahead, sorry.
I was gonna say, but that's like kind of like what goes back to like the algorithm thing. But it's when I'm searching through like Netflix or something to put on a show for us to watch. In the back of our mind, each time it's like, well, what if we want to react?
Would this
to
do well? Would it not
What
do
if
well?
we
Can
wanna
I
yeah,
watch
it
this?
fucking, dude,
but then
it's so
like,
bad.
but then in the back of your head, it's like, well, this probably won't do well. But then it's like, but do we still watch it in our own time? And so that's why like we actually started just putting it on Patreon because it's like, well,
Yeah.
At
we
least,
still
at
want to
least
watch
that way,
it,
yeah.
and then maybe we could put into a binge or something like that. But like, I don't want to just sit there for the next 10 years wanting to watch this one show with him, because that's the other thing is like, I don't really like watching shows on my own, like because we used to watch we watched a lot of Grey's Anatomy together. We like binged the crap out of Riverdale when it was out. And that was always just really fun. And then like the company started, and then he like was just watching TV all day.
Yeah, I mean,
all
The
day.
last thing I want to do when I get home is like I want to just chill.
And this was long before I was a part of it. And so it just like got to the point where it's like, okay, I'm just gonna hold these until one day.
So I think for like
One
me,
day.
like when I go home, because I live by myself. Like I like to have something at least on in
Yeah.
the background to
Oh,
not
yeah,
just
yeah,
have
yeah.
empty silence.
I
Like,
still watch a fuckload of YouTube.
I'll put on
Yeah, that's what we watch.
Well, mostly
YouTube
I'll put on
is
like a Trailer Park Boys. I'll just put on Trailer Park Boys and just let it go.
Tacoma FD has become like, if I need a show in the background, I'll put
Well,
that on.
Bree's been talking about this,
Yeah.
right? Where she's like, I want to rewatch BoJack, but we've had like active
We're gonna do
discussions.
BoJack one day.
We've had discussions about doing BoJack.
And
It's
I've-
like, God
I-
damn
I'll
it.
be
I've never
honest,
seen it, so if you want to watch it,
I've watched BoJack on my own. I've watched BoJack with him. This will be my third time watching BoJack. I don't give a fuck. I would watch that show 10 times over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
BoJack Horseman is one of my all-time
I
favorites.
mean, our
so
rule
good.
is like as long as
And-
one of us
but
haven't really seen it too much.
Well, the
like,
thing
pretty
is,
much all of it.
I
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
really tell you shit about the show. Like, I don't really remember much, but I feel like the second time I watched it, there were so many things I noticed that I just
Do you
didn't
like
pay
you like
attention
Will
to
Arnett
before.
then?
Huh?
Do you like Will Arnett then? Like the voice actor?
he is BoJack.
He is
Probably.
That's BoJack's voice.
Yeah.
I'm asking like, do you like
Yeah.
Arrested Development then too?
I haven't seen it.
Or that one.
Damn.
There's always money in the banana stand.
Yeah.
But that's the other thing is
Illusion,
like,
Michael's tricks are for whores.
but that's the other thing is like at night,
I
like,
would totally be down to watch Arrested
yeah, I
Development.
would.
again,
I just
dude.
want to turn on something mindless and like
Yeah.
I don't have to
That's
totally pay
Tacoma
attention
FD
to.
for me.
And BoJack was always like my go-to because it's It's inexpensive. It's
not
long.
like my favorite channel is like Baseball Bat Bros. The guy, all he does is test baseball bats.
Well,
Oh
now-
my God, yeah, I watched that guy. Yeah.
no.
Well, now what
it's-
I've been
it's-
putting
I love
on
the sound of his
is
channel.
there's
It's like
and
ASMR.
He streamed this a while ago, one time, and it's just like a 4-hour long like recording like from old cable of like Adult Swim.
Oh, yeah,
or
that was
Cartoon
so
Network.
fun. I want us
and
to do
it has
that.
like the commercials and everything from back then, and I've just been putting that on. We've been falling asleep to that like
if we
all
weren't
week.
if we weren't so heavy into Cartoon Network stuff, they had like their Halloween block.
Yeah.
that like they were like
Yeah.
pushing towards me, and I was like, "Fuck!" Like I kind of want to watch that. If nothing else, like you said, like the commercials, right? Just to see like the old Halloween
The commercials
and
are
shit
like one of
that.
my favorite parts because I'm like, oh my God, I forgot that even existed. But like either we were watching it the other night, he told me that like I fell asleep and he was watching. He's like, it gave me so many ideas like for things like
Yeah.
No, yeah, there was like it was like old like not Looney Tunes, but like the old shows where like there was no voices and it was all like the actions were
Yeah, that
amplified
was
by,
the
like,
joke.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like the music.
Yeah.
And it gave me so many ideas for like the animation project that we've been like kind of teasing.
Right.
And I'm like, oh my God, this is
And I told him, I was like, that makes me feel good.
Yeah.
I was like, I love contributing to the
Yeah.
creative
I
process
helped.
unknowingly.
No, I know we're well over time,
Yeah.
but there
Oh,
is
yeah.
that one last piece of drama from everything that happened with the hack. Is the next day, you know, we came in and the channel still said Ripple.
Yeah.
And it was and our tag was at live Tesla.
Live Tesla.
Oh, yeah.
Some nonsense, right? And so like we tried to change it the night of. Couldn't do it. Like, you know, it's just like one of those, like, because they took the channel down as well. So I'm guessing like, you know, and it came back. So we go to do it. And like, so in what we do,
Oh yeah.
there are people who like
Forgot about that.
take your content. And the thing is, their reasoning a lot of times is like, well, you're stealing. It's okay for me to steal you.
Yeah.
Whatever. And
Like
so
Hassan has like I think like 5 or 6 different accounts that just
which he's
yoink
cool
his,
with it because like
yeah.
he's a propagandist. Like
Right,
that
right.
is his job.
But it's
is
like
to
they
get his
just
message out.
yoink his content,
Yeah.
just repost it.
But the difference is this guy's not just yoinking our YouTube content.
No,
Yeah,
yeah,
he's still in our
yoinking
Patreon
straight
content.
from the
Right.
Patreon, like
Yeah.
full video.
yeah,
So
just our
Yeah,
early
this-
like
this-
stuff basically.
But this dumbass, he has to do it like 2 minutes at a time, and
Yeah.
like you know, we record 3 hours at a time, and I'm like,
Good luck.
that's 150 videos, and we know what it goes into like one even short
and,
video.
And the way
Have
that I
fun.
see it is like, all right, whatever. If a couple of people see it, like it's promotion
gives a
more
shit?
than anything. Nobody's gonna want to watch it in these increments, anyways. Who cares? Don't care. Whatever.
Because a lot of people like the people will report those channels to us, and we're like, guys,
they
it's
didn't
just
even
don't
have that many
care.
views.
yeah, well, it's like
Well,
one
it's
of
because
those
SEO. Nobody,
Yeah.
nobody's searching sort of stupid, and it's gonna find somebody else's
Yeah.
videos of ours over ours. It's just not gonna happen.
And it's like if you're willing to watch 2 minutes at a time over a span of like 6 months, I can't.
Fucking
there's
go
nothing
for
I can
it.
say to stop you. Like,
Yeah, I just-
you're
I don't-
already
I don't
you're
care
I mean,
about
at that
you're
point,
already
they're
a-
probably just gonna be like, "Fuck, I'm just
Yeah.
gonna go to the Patreon just so I don't have to go."
You're
to 2
already a
minutes.
psycho
Right.
if you're
Yeah.
willing to wait that long.
And like
at
to be
that-
clear, right? Like going into it, like you know, there is that anti-reaction thing, and like whether you agree
Yeah.
with reactions or not, or whatever your stance is on it, we do commentate throughout, right?
Yeah.
We do transform the content, whether you believe
We
it
get
or
just
not.
many comments telling us to shut the fuck up.
In the eyes of the law, we transform
you
the
were gonna say in
content,
the eyes of
right?
the
like,
Lord.
yeah. I should have said.
Amen. Jesus and Allah.
Bless y'all, my mighty flock of
Bless
billions.
this.
So like,
We're the reason Jesus got out of the cave.
yeah.
Come on down to baptism this Sunday.
You know, so
Billy.
like, you know, we at least add stuff, right? Like
Yeah.
if somebody came out and made a channel and literally their entire channel was reacting to our reactions, do it. I don't care.
That's literally
you
the meta
are
of
transforming
that's
the
Bo
content. I
Burnham's
don't
like
give a
meta
shit.
of reacting to
Yeah.
a reactor.
Yeah.
It's like do it up. I don't give a shit. But like he's literally just downloading our videos, throwing it
Yeah.
up, using our logo, using our assets, like literally not
He straight
anything.
up took our banner and just put it smaller and put full
and
reactions
again,
on it.
right?
Like,
Even with all of that,
We didn't care.
could have taken it out. We just didn't care.
Yeah.
And then during the hack, what does dumbass do? He fucking yoinked the
Our sort of like our
literally
our sort of stupid.
and then pretended to be us in hopes that like while the hack was happening, that it would drive more traffic to the channel. And
Well, they got the attention they wanted.
yeah, so that channel, as far as I know, doesn't exist anymore, or at the very least,
I think it does, but-
YouTube forcibly took away the
any
thing.
goodwill it might have had with some people is now gone.
yeah.
Yeah, because like they literally just like it's like I don't know what you were thinking, bro. Like you already like try to, because they were trying to say, it's like, oh, I wasn't trying to impersonate them. It's like, but you already are, like, in a way.
The funny thing about it is,
you stole our profile picture, all of our branding, and stole the name in a time where we weren't able to get it back.
If he had left his URL the same and not done anything, he would have actually garnered more traction because people would have been typing in Sorta Stupid, and his channel would have came up
because ours wasn't showing
because
up.
ours wasn't showing up anymore. It was transferred to something else. He would have gained more traction via doing that than trying to pull this move.
All he did was make the community mad because our community is pissed.
Well, yeah, because they're like, dude, why did you try to take their tag? Like, we want our videos back. Now you're making it more difficult for me to get to my video.
He replied to us, he's like, take the tag back. And we were like, it's too late. We already reported you to YouTube.
Yeah, there's nothing we can do because you decided to take our tag, and now we have to go through YouTube to get our tag back.
Well, somebody was like, well, why don't you care that they re-upload your content? And it's like, bro, there's like websites dedicated to it. There's page or Discord's dedicated. Like if we cared about that, it's literally all we would do.
Yeah.
Like we would have a whole wing of the company dedicated to that, and we don't give a shit.
It's just a never-ending battle at that point. It's like,
I mean, it goes into
pick your battles,
if it puts my face in front of someone for free, and they slowly get more attached to us, and then they want to go to the YouTube channel, cool. It's a win in my book.
It's in my mind, it's the same thing when I think about piracy, right? Like, if somebody is actively going through now, if every single one of which would never happen, but if every single one of these or these channels that take our content, re-upload it and distribute it for free or whatever in a less convenient way than us, those people were more than likely never going to subscribe to our Patreon, support us financially.
They do not care.
Yep.
And they are the people that will watch 2 minutes at a time over 6 months.
And at the end of the day, like, yes, could some people potentially unsubscribe from us and go hunt down people who distribute our content for free? Sure, if you don't want to have it immediately, you don't want to have our website, which like it's a matter of like ease, right? Like, unfortunately, streaming services are such a mess right now that people are going to piracy, but streaming services essentially killed piracy years ago.
Yeah.
Not because because people are willing to pay to support the things they care about if it's convenient. But the second you're no longer convenient,
as soon as you add steps,
you pay for convenience. A lot of people, I mean, that's what they're doing for, Patreon. They want early access. They want convenience, right?
Well, I mean, it's like us. Like, we don't do a lot of exclusive content. People always ask us, they're like, oh, why don't you do more exclusive stuff? Why don't you? And it's like, we discuss it, but like, if we can put things on YouTube, we don't see the reason not to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's kind of where the binges come in, where shows that do struggle, we can release them. Because, like, even with Vampire Diaries.
Looking at you, Ruby fans, you better show out.
Yeah, Ruby fans, show up, show out, show the support. You know you want it. Come on down to the video, Billy.
Yeah, and it's like, it's a financial thing, right? Like, at the end of the day, like, me and her are doing Vampire Diaries. We're going to go through the whole thing at some point. It's going to take years, but it's long. And the seasons are long. And guess what? It is very expensive to have a 22-hour video edited down.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Because that's literally
I guess if you want to pay them a livable wage.
Yeah, right? And it's like, it's going to cost us thousands of dollars to edit that down or whatever it's going to end up being. And it's like, yeah, we can maybe take a gamble on that with like the first season, right? But if people don't show up for it, at that point, we can't do it. However, at least in this instance, we can still do at least that one season. And smaller shows like Turtles is 3-4 seasons, right? We can generally justify doing something like that because we don't have to worry about taking a hit on the channel every week for 100 weeks. Like, no, you just you take it out and it's like, oh, it didn't work all that well. That's fine. Just put the next one out in a month.
It would literally be 7 videos of a season a piece, like for Turtles, right?
Which is just way more manageable.
Yeah.
And it's like, and we can condense however we need to, right?
That's like, there's someone on Twitter that I actually interact, like I don't look us up on Twitter often, but like there was like this one person who was like, yeah, they've gone more corporate and they try to be like these people like when they do their comedy. And it's like, we've never talked about when we write stuff to be funny or the ads, like we never talk about like, oh, this person did this, let's do this. Like once again, we're around that fucking table just like spitballing ideas to each other.
Anytime people compare us to other people or say that we're ripping somebody off or whatever, like generally when I
don't even watch those people they mention either.
I don't even watch YouTube.
Yeah,
I don't know that shit.
I found that the weirdest thing.
Eric is a weirdo. He legitimately does not watch.
I go to YouTube if I need instructional content or learn how to cook a certain meal. That's it. I don't go for entertainment.
While all this hacking shit was happening, he put on like elevator music.
Damn right, baby. Some music, man.
We're like,
with
where's
the Z.
that music coming from?
But no, so it's like one of those things where like, that person was like, they've just gone more corporate with like these binge videos and stuff like that. I'm like, I don't think you realize how much the binge videos cost us.
Yeah. Like us re-editing all of the series that we have had re-edited has cost us tens of thousands of dollars this year.
Like we lose money on those for
almost all of them.
Yeah. Like
except for like some of the newer ones.
If a new one pops off, like awesome. But like, I mean, we don't expect to make money on those specific videos for
a while,
if at all.
But
right,
like, it allows the channel to grow, and it allows the Patreon to hopefully grow, and it also allows for like there is like the hope that like. I mean, people watch those binge videos, dude. Like that is what YouTube likes.
And a lot of people were confused about this. And like to give ideas, I don't know off the top of my head what the exact numbers were or anything like that. But if I'm not mistaken, the last time I checked,
this camera.
Of course, we never logged back in on this computer. So
let's not worry about it.
Let's not worry about it. But basically, last time I looked at our top 15 videos of the last month. Yeah. And I think literally like 13 of them or 12 of them were binges. Yeah. And we just started doing these binges fairly recently. Like
5 months ago.
There is a demand. Like we understand that some people don't like them, but like
the thing with the binge is it provides a better barrier to entry to a new audience.
Yeah.
Right?
Because here's the entire season.
If I'm a random person watching YouTube, mind you be me, I'm not going to click on episode 5 of Steven Universe. Yeah. I don't know what happened in the rest of the episodes. Why would I click episode 5?
You know, us being the nerds we are, we always go in. It's like, how are people watching our videos? Yep. And one day, like, I forget which one of us noticed. It's like, bro, like, was it you that did? Okay. Wow. Okay.
I'm a stats nerd.
Yeah. No, like, you were like, damn, our like playlist views are like, high.
I know playlist was Eric. Eric figured out playlist.
Playlist. And then I was there for that because I was like, I've been putting them at the end of every video.
Yeah, no, and but that's made the difference because like we started realizing that like, especially like the other day was the very making it clear where it's like people
the hack.
Well, people put us on when they go to work.
Yeah.
They put us on when they go to sleep. Like, and it's one of those things. Like, because I never think about it, but I do the same thing with like I would do like Game Grumps or something.
You come in, you go through your people, you put them on.
I would put on like their Breath of the Wild playthrough, and like it would be like a lot of times like I wouldn't start where I left off. I would start at episode 1.
Yep.
Because I just needed to go to sleep. I just need something in the background. And so it's like they do the same thing. So they literally go to episode 1 on the playlist, and it just runs until. Like
what was crazy is like how many people came into the Discord was like, I was in the middle of their SpongeBob binge and then it just disappeared. I was in the middle of this and this and this.
I mean, for perspective, SpongeBob, at least those first 3 seasons were some of our highest performing videos ever. Like,
that was insane.
They did so well to the point where like those videos exploded. Those binges, which we re-released, like we didn't compile them as we went. Like we had to re-edit this. Those SpongeBob binges have eclipsed in terms of views
easily
every single SpongeBob video we have released.
But I mean, all we did was take the idea of the playlist and it was like, what if we just made that one video?
Yeah.
Because that way they don't have to like if they are sitting there like because you know every now and then there's like, do you want to play the next video? Now you don't have to fucking worry about it because it's one video. It's just gonna keep fucking playing. Yeah. You know,
and in the
now
beginning,
we've been going through and getting timestamps.
Yeah. In the beginning, we didn't have timestamps. You know, now we're doing that.
That's a learning process.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Well, that's why I love the community too. Like, you know, somebody was like, if it is something that we're already watching, and like we had like episodes before the binge, like there's always someone that's going to be like, hey guys, if you're just here to pick up where you left off, this is where that starts.
Yeah.
And like we don't care. That doesn't bother me that people do that.
Like, no, it's helpful. I mean, it's there's no
you literally saved a job I don't have to do now.
Yep.
But yeah,
it's been a stressful week.
Yeah, it's been one of them.
It's interesting. I think this is one of the longest podcasts we've done, and I was worried we were going to even hit the hour.
No, I this one was going to be an easy one to hit.
Yeah. Sorry, Sean and Eric were crooked for at least as long as I've noticed.
It is quite now looking at the camera, I can see it's literally leaning. It's leaning down on my side.
We need to bring the tripod back and get away from that little arm. I think
it's slowly like
I think it's slowly like take because I you guys were centered when I was looking at the camera earlier.
That sucks because that saves so like I was able to finally get to that closet. Like for those that don't know, this looks like a decent sized room.
It's not.
It is not. It is barely big enough for a child's bedroom.
Yeah, no.
I don't even know. This had to be like a baby's room.
I mean,
right?
looking at the ceiling with all the glow-in-the-dark stars on it, this was definitely a kid's room.
Or a stoner's room, but yeah.
I don't know.
I know, one day we're going to end up...
Dad's office.
We're just going to end up, like, switching. But, just do the podcast out there, but we're holding the shirts.
In regards to Spotify and YouTube, I don't really know if this one's gonna come out before.
I think we'll probably expedite this one and put the one that was going to go out next week.
Yeah.
So I'll be on the podcast after this one, I guess. But
Yeah. Tell
this
your
will be my
news.
last podcast for at
2
least
weeks?
2 weeks.
Yeah, at least 2, I
Yeah.
would say.
2 weeks.
Yeah, because I can't. I noticed. I thought it was only going to be a week, but I realized how much I turned my head to look at you guys, and I was like, "Ew, I can't do that much neck movement after my surgery."
I mean, the beauty is you can just look at the screen.
Yeah, I just,
A lot of times that's what I'm doing.
instinctively-
Like,
That's generally what I
that
do
way
half the time.
I'm literally watching both of y'all instead of like having to be like,
But either way, you guys are going to
Yeah,
be stuck
right.
with these guys for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
about
Hell
this.
yeah.
Billy, you know what happened last time Bree left
Yeah.
us? Bad decisions.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
that was hot sauce.
That was hot sauce.
was
and,
hot sauce.
And something else we did.
Oh yeah, and then he came home that day. He's like, "Today really fucked me up."
That hot sauce did. Yeah,
And
it
I
was
was like, "Okay."
No, that's like that's
Me
like
and
the
Eric were
most
struggling.
buzzed I've ever like seen him in the sense of like I could just tell he was like he had like a very like Jack Sparrow aura about him. Like, yeah, he was just
But yeah, so I'll
I'm
see
out of
y'all
it.
again when I'm back.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
if you like the content, support the Patreon, get our
Do it.
videos early. We do the podcast
leave
week early.
5 stars, share with your friends.
Yeah, it does help more than I can put into words.
Yeah.
There's a lot of you who have 5-star reviewed the podcast on Spotify. Thank you. Last time I checked,
Yeah.
over 50 of you have done that.
Hell yeah.
So, the more people review, that is how Spotify determines stuff. Go to the Patreon to support, get it early, get all our reactions, our gaming videos. We post like 15 to 20 pieces of fucking content a week. I don't even know what the number is.
And Billy, if you see someone in the comments asking what happened when we got hacked, link them the video,
Yeah,
Billy.
Honestly,
link them
yeah.
Link
this
them the
video.
There you go.
video.
Enjoy.
Don't try to tell them what happened.
Don't try to tell them, just link them the video. Send them here
we
because
went
we
to
explained
an hour and a
it.
half full of detail.
Straight from the horse's ass.
And
Fact.
so they'll get
Exactly.
all the information and not he said, she said. Just
It's
give them
just
a link.
boom. There's the link. Send them on their day. Thanks, Billy.
Thanks for watching.
Appreciate you.
Enjoy.